Why do I gotta rotate? We're live. Okay.
Hello.
Hi.
Sorry.
Hey everybody, and welcome to our third live stream. Today we are going to be talking about Hotel Part 1.
As well as some other issues that are very important to us.
Yes, we are terribly sorry about the delay in live streams. We know we were supposed to do them once a month, but things got crazy.
It not only did we have multiple hurricanes and whatnot, but also the regulations and whatnot kept us apart. Life, she got a job, I opened a business, things happen,
Yeah. But we are so grateful that y'all have enjoyed Part 1.
Yes, we cannot wait to give you Part 2.
Yes, we are so excited. We love that y'all loved it as much as y'all did. We have a couple comments we're going to run over at the end, and we just apologize for the delay, and not just the episodes, but the live streams. I mean, we're working on it. It's just the two of us right now, so we do the best we can.
We're just two moms, guys.
We really are. I mean, but we're here now, and normally this would be the time where we go into like a question thing about, and you get to know us a little better. But we're not going to do that today because we have something very serious that we're going to be discussing instead.
It's true. There is an issue that we need to discuss. I've been dealing with something for a very long time. I have a follower, as in a stalker, like a real life stalker. And he just recently has reached back out to me. And there's some questions that have come up among people that know us and know about the situation personally. They've asked, are we going to be affected by that in any way with our filming schedule and whatnot?
I don't personally think so.
No.
Because we already developed our filming schedule with the idea in mind because of the history you have with this follower. Yeah. So, filming shouldn't...
And it's not just like a small history or anything like that. No, it literally has been going on for over 10 years now. Yeah. Since before 2009.
And I've seen recent things.
Yeah.
It's an ongoing problem.
I've actually talked about it a lot on my my TikTok. If y'all want to check that out, it's Life with Kaylee 000. It's not that I am afraid of him. I'm not. In the least. I'm not afraid of him. I do not want the attention at all. And I've said as much. And the truth is that I seriously think that in his mind, he doesn't think of himself as like a bad guy. But the truth is that I said no, and I don't want it. So please stop.
Well, to the point where you're married.
Yeah, I've been married for how long have I been married?
What?
Almost 7 years this year.
7 years?
7 years this year, and we've been together for
8 or 9.
Looking at you. We've been together. It'll be 10 years this year, actually. We've been together, and we have 2 children. This is high past the time that we did have this over with.
Well, and it's not like he's an old friend reaching out.
It's literally
told to leave her alone
multiple times by police officers, by my husband, by my friends, by my bosses, it's been a very, very long and tedious road of, hey man, back up, and then he'll back off long enough, and then
to where she thinks she doesn't have
right. I had gotten used to in recent history saying I no longer have a stalker or used to have a stalker. But I guess it's not true because I recently heard from him. So thanks for that.
It's not cute. It's not funny.
No, we're not children. This doesn't say anything. You're not outside my window with a boom box. You're not going the distance for love. I'm taken. Thank you. Please leave me alone.
I really think he thinks that he's being romantic, but it's not romantic.
No.
It's
scary, and it's
not okay.
It's not okay. Like I said, I said no.
And I mean, he reaches out in many ways, but not just to you, but he messaged Gals and Ghosts, the actual channel, one point with a blatant lie that we both know he lied about. So I am the one who checks the messages because of
he's
this.
blocked on all of my social media.
And it's one of my rules. Well, not really rules, but we agree. I check the messages and I filter out the ones that need to be filtered out in case he ever reached out. And within 4 days of our first ever episode,
of our first episode, it had barely had like 100 views.
I could say not even that. I think it was like 50. And he messaged the show stating that it's hard to move past someone when you show up in their recommendation box. But here's the catcher. We know that was a lie because YouTube actually emailed us when we got to that point, and it wasn't until after, I think, our house investigation that we reached that status.
Well, and the crazy part is that, like, I mean, there was no need for that. This was, 2 years ago? 3 years ago, maybe, at max?
And he worded it.
I've been with my husband for 10 years.
And he worded it like he was talking to her.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't like he was reaching out to the show.
When that's not me, that's a business. That's my business.
I caught it. Now, I did tell it because I don't hide it from her. I did say, hey, we have an issue that we thought we might have, but we hoped we wouldn't. And then we did. And then again, he reached out here recently within
the last month, literally.
Yeah. And it's not okay. You're not Prince Charming. You're not her knight shining order.
Well, and I am not a maiden that needs to be rescued. You need to leave me alone. Like, you need to leave me alone.
Yes.
And it's not just that. I'm going to be pursuing legal charges against him. I'm reaching out to different attorneys and lawyers and whatnot. I'm also hopeful that I can start a campaign to get the laws changed. It shouldn't be this hard or this expensive to try and get the help that I need. Women like me, they need help too. And so I really am reaching out to all kinds of different people trying to get something done about it. It's not okay. It's not attractive. And the worst part is that, I mean, I'm 35. He's 13 years older than me. So he's a man in his mid 40s that's doing this. And I'm not attainable. You know, I'm not somebody that wants your attention. You're old enough to know better, and you need to grow up and move on.
No, and after the recent, reaching out, I guess you could say, we know that you watch this channel, so we're not dumb.
Well, the fact that he reached out to us on the channel, we know that you watch the channel, or that he watches the channel, I should say. I hope he's not watching. And if he is...
Well, I mean, if you are, let this be a message. She does not want your attention.
That's true. I do not want the attention.
She is married.
I am not afraid. I do not. Go away.
And this incident with him has not stopped the show in any means. We still pursue our dreams. You're not going to hold us back because we don't fear you, but we do want you to go away and stay away. Yes. As mean as that may sound, some people think, oh, you know, he sounds like the perfect guy, but he's not.
No.
You don't want it.
I do not want it. And the thing is that I'm already with someone else.
And leave her friends alone.
And it's not good. It's not fair to him either. He needs to move along. Again, he's a man in his mid-40s. You need to move along from me. Go find someone that wants to be with you. It's not a fair position to put yourself in. It's not okay.
And you're not
This is not okay. I'm not a friend. I do not want contact with you. I do not care about old movies. I do not care about things that we used to have in common. I do not care about you. Please go away.
And stay away.
And stay away.
Because, I mean, this whole disappearing for a couple years to where she thinks it's over and then blindsiding her, it's got to stop. Mm-hmm. You're not
Prince Charming, and you're not my Prince Charming, and it's not going to happen, dude. I mean, and the thing is, like you said, it hasn't slowed us down at all. We actually recently, we have started a season where we're going to be going new places. And, you know, we hope in the near future to be going back to places like the Bollinger Hotel, which we're about to talk about a little bit. We're very hopeful that our career and our channels is really on the upstroke. And this little, you know, caveat from the devil is not going to stop us, you know?
No. And I mean, I know who you are. So stay away. Reaching out to her friends, it's not going to work.
Yelling at them in grocery stores, things like that. It's just not going to happen. I know about it all, dude.
And I mean, it's been happening for years, and she knows everything you've done. I know most of everything you've done. And I'm telling you now, stop. Now. Because you're not, and my husband knows about him too. And he ain't happy. He says that
you think your husband ain't happy?
Yeah. I say Daniel ain't happy.
Well, and the thing is that it as my husband has actually reached out to him before, and told him that if he ever contacted me again, that he would pursue legal actions against him. And he was like, I get it. I understand why you can't get over her. She's amazing. That's why I married her. I get it. But move on. She doesn't want anything to do with you. And apparently that message did not get through. I mean, I've had detectives seek him out, but that actually it slowed down after that for a while. So again, I let it go. And that's the thing is I'm not going to let it go anymore. We're done. We're done, and there is no more.
Yep.
So if you guys would like to hear more at length on those details, I do talk about it on my TikTok. It's very important to me that this issue gets addressed, and not because I want to talk about it, or I think we need to talk about it in public, but I think that people like me and that are dealing with things that I have dealt with, that they need to be encouraged to speak up too. You can be heard, and you need to be heard, and it is not fair that it should not be this hard.
No, the laws definitely need to change.
The laws definitely need to change.
Surrounding harassment, and because
surrounding stalking, the laws around stalking and specific need to change. It shouldn't be that, I can nail him for a Class C misdemeanor. That's okay. I can do that. And I will. But at the same time, it would be nice if he didn't, if it were easier to tack on the stalking charge as well.
Yeah.
But anyway, I think at this point,
we're going to keep going with what we do.
Yeah.
We're going to do us, and we're going to keep making episodes, and we don't fear you.
Mm-mm.
And we just want you to stop.
Leave me alone.
Yeah. It's as simple as that. Your attention is unwanted. So, that note, we are going to switch over and talk about our very first hotel, part 1, which I'm super excited to talk about.
Yes. This, as you guys know, the hotel was a huge opportunity for us. We're super excited that we got to go there. Again, Chris, Julie, Connie, and Dan, so excited that you guys gave us the opportunity. And we cannot wait to get our chance to come back and see the jail and go and see all of the new things that we're sure that you guys did during quarantine.
Yeah.
So we are super excited to come back and see how it goes. And also, in watching the footage that we've gotten, we've learned so many new questions to ask and new places that we want to leave cameras and whatnot. We've already developed new strategies for the hotel.
Yes, we ended up staying in what is known as the Cowboy Suite, and we want to go back and stay in another suite.
Like maybe the yellow room, or the what was it? The Peyton's parlor? Preston's parlor. There was the double room, right, where it had the door in the middle. I think that would be fun. That had a lot of activity in it too.
And there was just so much history. Connie and Dan have gathered so much about that hotel. They told us cowboys that had roamed through there.
Oh, yeah.
And each room, I love the way that each room was decorated in a time. It really brought you back.
See, I want to do more of that next time. I want to, really get to playing with those little trigger items that they had left in the room and things like that, and leave a doll on, or I cannot speak today. I'm so sorry. Leave a camera on specific dolls and things like that.
I don't want to leave. So is that whole me running? No, that's in episode 2. I can't give that away, but I ran out of the room.
Oh, no. Wow.
But it's in our teaser. Y'all seen a glimpse of it. But I'm just you want to leave a doll? Then there's plenty of dolls. You ain't got to leave a doll anywhere.
They collect. I could bring a few. No.
Let's be honest. There was a couple of dolls that kind of I'm not really anxious to see it.
Well, there's that one that it was actually in that first part, and I wound up taking it out. It should be featured in our Patreon footage eventually, but there was that one doll that, like, I swear it was looking at me, it was looking at Connie, it looked at you, and its eyes would move around with you. It was nuts. But I didn't have a steady enough hand. We got to get better. We've gotten a lot better at our filming techniques.
Yes.
And the way that we do things. We've gotten new equipment since we've come. We've really upped the ante.
I am sorry for all the stomach shots of me because I randomly will be like, yes, okay, camera down, and I'm like, oh.
Also, right on. I film her butt a lot, and I'm sorry. I have to comment on it every time because else it's awkward, and it's just who I am. I'm sorry.
No, and I promise when we go back, I will not accidentally walk into another room.
Right, you can't leave me alone. You can't leave me
I
alone.
thought the ghost done got you.
It's the truth. I turn around. I'm in a haunted 150-year-old historic hotel, and I'm looking through, and I'm spookily looking at this tablecloth, and I turn around, and she's gone, and I'm like, oh God, oh no, like I'm in rose red. She done got sucked into the walls. I don't know.
Oh, that's a very scary reference. No, and I thought she was behind me, so because she was behind me through the clicking noise, which we will talk about that clicking noise too.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. But she was behind me all through that, and I'd gone to this. There was a big wagon on the wall, okay, like a wagon wheel, and I'm just like, it's a wagon wheel. I want to go look at this wagon wheel. And
that's the first I'm hearing of the wagon wheel.
I hear her. I have pictures of it too because I took a picture of
I remember the picture.
Oh, we got some good pictures too.
We'll talk about that in a minute.
So I go into this room with this really big wagon, and I hear my name, and I can hear her getting kind of. And if there is a moment where she does not refer to me as 2.0, and she says my name,
you know it's serious.
I know I'm in trouble. Like I came out because I heard Jessica, and that's not. If I've ever called anything other than 2.0 with her,
yeah, it's to really get your attention.
It's
I'm like, hello, I'm serious. You need to talk to me right now.
Where are you? So I come out of this room and she's, oh, I thought you, and I'm like, I just want, okay.
No,
but
leave me alone.
Honestly, though, upstairs though, you just get this feeling of you're not alone. Like we were alone, but we got the feeling like we weren't alone. So like I get her like, what?
Yeah, and I'm one of those people that if y'all didn't already know, I'm a little superstitious. And I, if you separate in like a real potentially paranormal place, like you're just asking for trouble. I've seen a lot of movies. And so like, that's the rules. Like we don't split up. We always stay together. I don't care if they're separate. We're not exploring this place for like loot where we have a time limit. We're literally walking through every room, looking at everything, trying to capture pictures. This isn't a thing where we cover all the ground. No, we can walk together. It's fine.
And I didn't even mean to leave her. Like,
there's actually another time that we included in the preview. Remember where I was like, "Don't you leave me in here? I will murder you."
That was the doll room because, like, I think it was when you pointed out that doll was like.
Oh, it was. It was whenever the doll was.
It was the very first time.
And you were like, "Nope."
I don't do dolls, and
skedaddle. Just no.
I like ran out of the caught on video. I ran out of the room and I left her, which is funny because in Fred she drags me through the cemetery, but when
by hand.
But when I get scared, I'm nope. You're just like, don't you leave me here. And then she was like,
your fight or flight is very flight. I'm more of a fight. I'm more of a like, I'm going to get everybody and we're going to save them. I'm going to fight for everything. And you're just like, I'm out. Goodbye.
No, and then you were like, get back in here. Don't you leave me in here. I'll murder you.
Yeah.
And then you were like, we got to fight. Yeah. You were like, we got to document the doll heads. And I was like, the hell I did. No, what's bad is y'all thought that teaser was funny, and y'all thought like her getting to like yelling for me, and thought the ghost guy. Y'all think that's funny? Episode 2, I'm waiting for her to like call me because there's this one part that when I know she gets to, I'm not gonna give it away to y'all, but
we double edit the footage because again we're just two moms, so there's just
like,
a lot of time.
The times our process is it will go through me, and then.
she cuts out a bulk of the footage that's just like
just like
the dead time. Like there's 10 minutes of nothing that happens at all.
So,
And so that gets cut out. It's just, nothing but blackness, nothing but dark, no noises, nothing.
nobody's talking.
Yeah. And
So just
because otherwise I have to go through like 15 hours worth of footage. And the thing is, we had how many different cameras? We had the one in the hall,
I had the
the one in the
GoPro on my
children's room,
chest. I had the one in my
the
hand. You had the one
laptop,
in your
the
hand. So we had like 5.
We had at
cameras.
least 4 cameras. And so if you take that we recorded for, we had a cell phone too. So, at least 4 to 5 cameras.
And
And-
like we were recording from the moment we walked in. 'Cause
Yeah.
we did some exploring. When we walked in the hotel, we walked a little
Which
bit
was at like
upstairs.
5:30 in the
Yeah.
afternoon. So then if you take from even 6 to 4 o'clock, no, we recorded through the night. So till 6
They
o'clock in the
say
morning, that's
6
12 hours worth of footage
Yeah.
that we recorded from 4 or 5 different angles. I mean, if
That was a lot of footage to go through. So
yeah.
I go through it first.
Well, plus she broke her ankle, so she had 2 weeks or 6 weeks
6
worth
weeks.
of downtime to sit down and cut out
I
all that footage.
I didn't break it. I sprung it. There's a difference.
You sprang it way more than I ever sprained mine, so I don't know, man.
Yeah, no. But
You-
I was off for 6 weeks, so like I did a whole bunch of editing.
So
And then
now I
gave
have
to
it.
her.
But
And-
I just have to get down and sit down with the bulk of it.
But when episode 2 comes out, I can't wait to talk about episode 2 because there's so many funny.
Well, and
that
there's
was
so
the-
much paranormal too that we can't even we're
Like
trying
y'all
to
got a
avoid.
glimpse of the clicking in the very beginning. I don't know if everybody could hear it, but I mean, I thought I could hear it.
Yeah, when we were upstairs in the hallway and that little bitty clicking noise happened twice, that was something where we were like, okay, we're just gonna get back downstairs. But then when Connie was walking around with us and she mentioned that Dan had heard a clicking in that exact same spot, it was actually really entertaining to know that we saw that, we documented that. Dan
Well,
said,
we didn't
you
see-
said
you can't
that.
see
Well,
it.
no, but we have it on film
Yeah,
that
like-
happened in that exact same area because he
Yeah,
was
because we
sitting in the
even
room next
stopped the
to it.
camera and ran over the footage to make sure that we had heard what we heard.
Yeah.
And we did. And we kept trying to think, okay, maybe it's a fan, but Connie had verified that Dan heard the same clicking and there is nothing up there. And it was after a trigger, a smell. There was a distinctive
Yeah.
smell.
Which I had said that because a friend of mine had been there before and she had mentioned to me, she's like, they make sure you don't wear perfume when you're there because some of the spirits are known to communicate through smell. And so we were walking around up there and I was like, there's kind of a smell right here. So I was already paying attention and then that clicking happened twice. And what's interesting is,
Let's go.
yeah, we just ran off. I was like, no, we're going to wait for them. We don't know what this is. We're just going to wait. And that was actually was that after or before we took the picture right there by that door of the lady's face?
After. We
It was
took the
right.
pictures. We took the pictures before because we
Right,
ran.
because we went up the stairwell and then down that little hallway, and then we came back out, and that's where the clicking happened. But in that little hallway is where Dan had said he had heard the clicking outside. He was sitting in one of those rooms, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Please go back and watch the interview to verify. No.
Yeah.
Call me on it. But so that's where that clicking happened, and we captured that photo. The first one, or maybe it was, I don't know. Anyway, we captured that photo of what I think looks like an outline of a lady's face, right
Yes.
by those
And
doors.
there was that what almost looks like a silhouette, like a boy's face in the mirror.
Oh, the thing in the mirror. We didn't even notice that at first because these pictures we take organically. We just take pictures as we walk around the hotel. There's no lens on there or anything like that. I'm just taking pictures with my camera phone. She's taking pictures with her camera, and her GoPro's taking pictures. It's not
Oh, that
anything.
was a crap ton of pictures to go through.
Yeah, but I can't even talk about that
Yeah,
yet.
because you can't.
I can't mention that because it ain't out yet. There's a detail I can't wait to talk
That's
about.
actually part 3. That was our alone because the way it did, we got there, we walked around, we met up with Chris and Julie and Connie,
And then we went on the tour with Connie.
and then
And we're trying to do everything canonically for you guys.
And then we went on the tour with Chris at night, and then we went on our own tour, like just me and you.
Right, just walk around by
And
ourselves.
what
You're
you-
right. That is part 4,
That's
3 or
3.
4.
And then 4 is
No,
me,
it's not 3. Because the next one is,
Chris, and then our
and then
own.
it is our alone. You're right. It is
and
3.
then it's
It's the third part.
And then part 4 is the children's room.
Mm.
Well, not just the children's room, but the standalone cameras where
Oh, we went to
we're
bed and
sleeping, and
left
there's
the cameras
footage of
out.
that we're going to show y'all because We unaware that the sound machine was.
We were so tired that we weren't thinking straight. We accidentally used
She
the
turned
sound
the sound machine on, so nothing.
Sure, throw me under the bus. I was saying we used the sound machine. Whatever. I have an
Well,
Apple phone.
she suggested it, and I said yes. So it was kind of my fault.
Both
Too.
of us.
Yeah. So we turned the sound machine on, and we didn't think, oh,
It's just a little rain.
So nothing that even on there is some. I mean, this probably won't even get left in. You can find it on our Patreon, but I think I hear like what sounds like spurs, but we can't verify any of that because of the sound machine.
But the next time we're there, we're going to leave a camera in that room if nobody's staying in that room, because I remember it kept waking me up in the middle of the night. Since we're not going to share that footage, we might as well talk about that.
Yeah, we're not supposed to talk about it.
During the night, I definitely remember tossing and turning, and at one point I remember like my arm being lifted, and I turned around. And like I could hear spurs like with boots, and they hadn't told us that specifically, did they?
No, it was the next day.
They said that there was a cowboy that goes in there and whistles, but we didn't know about the spurs. And so I was like, I swear I heard like spurs, like clink, clink, clink of spurs, like just a dude walking around the bedroom all night, and like he kept messing with my arm.
In the some of the footage, you can almost hear what sounds like a piano. But again,
which would have made sense because we were right by the balcony as well.
Yeah. But I mean, we're not going to leave any of what we're talking about.
The camera on the balcony next time.
Oh, yeah, that would be good. But we're going to leave enough in it to show y'all that we're sleeping, like what we're doing.
Right. Let's show that we are sleeping.
Yeah.
That this is not us interfering.
And like Chris and them had gone, he sat upstairs for a bit and gone downstairs. But by like 5 or 6, everyone was where they're supposed to be. Chris and Julie were downstairs. Connie was downstairs. We were upstairs sleeping.
Yeah, by about 4 or 5 in the morning.
But episode 4 is the standalone cameras, and I had my sister watch because, I mean, she gets a little sneak peek. That's the one where I'm not going to tell you what happens, but she threw the headphones. It
spooked her
so bad. And I remember my reaction going, oh, there's no way. There's no, and I was like, listen, and if I had her do it, because she was like, she had the earphone shoved to her head, and she was like, yeah, I hear, I'm not going to tell you what she heard, but yeah, I hear that. Yeah, I hear that. And then I started to cover my mouth because I'm like.
Because she knew what was coming.
I knew what was coming. And what scared her, she heard, and she, and she
threw the headphones. So there's some spooky stuff coming.
There really is. And then I think episode 5 is just going to be like a recap of everything.
Right. After we've published all of the separate episodes of the different canonical parts of our investigation up there, we'll then go through and do a recap video that will go through and catalog all of the different, what we deem possibly paranormal activity that went on in that hotel. Because we never want to say, oh yeah, that's haunted. Because I mean, we might be wrong. But it's really crazy that, like, in that mirror, that we weren't even taking a picture of the mirror. And in that specific picture, there's at least one other thing that I highlighted as well, like a blur around the window, which could be explained away with maybe the window, the sun, a lens flare. But when I zoomed in on that mirror, it looks like Opie from the Andy Griffith show, just sitting there, or Happy Days. I don't remember, but it looked like that kid just sitting there, this little kid. Ears, like might have been a redhead even. I don't know. It looked like a little boy. And the fact is that in that hotel, as you'll come to find out, we'll leave you a little sneak peek here, there is a little boy that supposedly his name is Charlie. And he roams. Benjamin, not Charlie.
Where did Charlie
I don't know where Charlie came from.
I had to correct her because if Connie and Dan are watching this, it's Benjamin. We know it's Benjamin.
I'm not having an all there day. As we started this thing today, I'm a little discombobulated, okay?
But Benjamin, there's a little
named Benjamin, and he goes around the hotel and does different things. Like there's one part that's not on camera, so we can talk about that too. When we were packing up, she had packed up all of her camera equipment in the room. We were getting ready to leave.
I packed it.
And she goes back and she's like, where is all of this stuff? I just had it right here. And then I was like, I don't know. Well, maybe Benjamin's messing with us. And then we left the room and we came back and it was back. It was like in a different bag though. It was in like that tote bag, not your camera bag. Yeah, and it was so fun. So I was like, oh, thank you, Benjamin. Thank you for returning it.
Yeah, because that wasn't on, because we were getting ready to leave, because we ended up catching everything we needed in a night.
Oh, yeah. It was really fruitful.
And we were supposed to be there for like 2 nights.
Yeah.
Ooh, can you imagine the footage that we would have had to go?
The heat. No.
It was. They had fans in the
Main part of the hotel.
Yeah,
but the rooms had air conditioning, but
the hallways, no. Oh my god, it was. And there was some rooms that didn't have air conditioning, like that one of the. I think Connie talks about it in episode 1. I don't want to be giving too much away because we had stuff happen in the
room. We went in all the rooms, so
yeah. But she talks about the one with the SL. I can't.
Yeah, the end one with the chair.
Yeah, and he like falls back, like he'll
that
sit there and wave at you,
right.
And then he'll you ask him how did you die, and he like falls back in the chair, disappears, and then reappears, smiling and waving. That's
we really need to get an SLS camera.
Creepy. I said fudging, but like
be getting us banned on our live streams now.
Let's be honest, that story kind of was like, I want to go in that room and in Jenny's room. I'm not giving anything away, but Jenny's room. Well, I'm not.
The first installment, the interview portion and our walk around and just the little things that we were able to, in the half an hour that we walked around before we got to the tour of the museum part, that half an hour we were able to confirm some things that Connie would then go on to tell us that we did not know beforehand. And that's always exciting to me whenever like one of us says something like, I feel this, or I hear this, or I see this, and then somebody else goes and confirms that was accurate. That's really exciting for me.
Chris does that a lot. Like the news closet.
Oh, yeah.
Which means we won't go into details of what happened in that closet.
Yeah.
But Kaylee had an experience, and then I had one in Jenny's closet, and he confirmed. You're laughing about Jenny's closet because you've seen. I'm a very scared little girl.
Yeah, her faces are priceless. I'm gonna make like a blooper reel where I zoom in on them one day. If I'm gonna make a compilation of me falling and busting my butt, I want to make a compilation of your scared faces.
Well, because my voice changes when I'm scared.
You do. Sometimes it goes really high pitch, and then other times it goes. You tell me that's not accurate. There was a time in Jenny's room where you're like, or the hell I don't. Like you do. You should. You make like a baritone when you're scared sometimes.
Or I'll go the other direction and get really. What do you mean? And then honestly, that wasn't even accurate because like I can't mimic myself scared.
Oh.
But I was watching the Jenny's room and you made a comment of like. It's fine, dude. I was just in there. And I'm like, they don't want you. And then you were like, yeah, no, they want you. And I'm like, that's not helping. Like, you're supposed to be calling me now.
I have a real tendency to sass the spirits. And it's not because, like, I don't. I love the spirits. It's just that I am.
Y'all haven't seen this footage yet, but there's one where she goes.
That resulted in a good.
Very good photo, yes. But like
a couple of good photos.
Yeah, like, and y'all haven't seen them yet. They're really good, and I can't wait for
they're coming up, but they're like a couple episodes away.
Like 3, I think. It was our individual alone one.
Yeah.
But she says, well, I'm not going to believe you're a spirit.
Unless you do this. And it didn't do that, but then it really showed up in the pictures. It was like, I'm here.
Like, I called her because after we got home, I was looking through.
Just see my face when I saw those. I was like, I remember this moment.
Yeah, because she was like, yeah, she did. She was straight up, I'm not going to believe it's a spirit. And I'm looking at the photos going, oh, it showed us it was a spirit.
I don't know why I get so sassy with the spirits. I can't,
Like, and she really does. And
I just saw my nephew comment, hey, Trip.
Hi. But yeah, no, we have so much funny stuff coming up. I can't wait. And like, this is a 5-part season finale, which we will have a season finale shirt at the end too. I'm working on that. You already okayed it for today, but we're going to have shirts coming out and all kinds of stuff. But I want to sleep in a different room though. Like when we go back.
I'm really interested with the yellow room where they said that says 50-50. Some people get bad headaches in there. Some people get, they have an excellent night's sleep in there. But there's
isn't that the one where she says some people will wake up with a woman? Like, very angry and in their face.
I think that's in the bed portion though. But remember, there's the room with the couch in it. So if you want, you can sleep on the couch. Remember, I tend to get sassy with them. If some lady's screaming in my face, I'm gonna scream back. It's happened before.
I was supposed to say though, like we could sleep in that room, but is it bad to say like let me be the one that's on the 50% good side?
Yeah, we were so exhausted by the time we got done with the investigation. It was
You
like,
passed out
long.
before we even went to the.
I did. We took a break, like in the middle, after our walk around with Chris and Julie, and then we took a
change out camera batteries.
Yeah, to go change out camera batteries and just wait a little bit and rest, and then go get up back again and go walk around. Right?
We fell asleep.
Yeah, I took a shower because it was really hot, and then I just laid down for a minute and just out. And she did too. She fell asleep too, and then we woke up and
woke up. I can't wait for y'all to see. We woke up and we went around on our own, and it's going to be hilarious when you see it.
Yeah. I'm trying not to reveal too much, but we did get woken up by something rather funny. Anyway.
I watched that 30 times.
I hope everybody else watches it 30 times.
I could not stop laughing. It was, y'all are going to be so, y'all are going to love it. Y'all are going to love it.
I hope so.
And we end up being funny without even like realizing.
Yeah, sometimes it's like, again, her faces or like her little high pitch, like being scared, or like me sassing the ghosts and whatnot. It really does. And I sass you a bit too. I'm just sassy.
But we're also gonna have a new camera when we go back.
That's true.
So like, because there's sometimes where it's pitch black and you can't see my face,
But you can hear us.
and you can hear me, and you can hear when I get scared. I'm interested to see what kind of footage we end up with when it's night vision and you can't see.
Yeah.
Because I cut you some looks sometimes when you start mouthing those spirits. I'm just showing don't you?
Yeah, I sometimes, my sass comes with faces, so I'm interested to see how that goes too. We recently acquired a night vision camera that has like an internal gimbal, so the footage will be a lot less shaky.
A K2 meter.
A couple of K2 meters. We're working on getting our own Oculus, or is it an Oculus or Ovilus?
The ghost box that's not supposed to say names but said Chris's.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one. Or that said
The speaker box or whatever.
There's
I can't
a
remember
speaker box that it's not supposed to say more than one word. It's not supposed to say sentences. It's not supposed to say names.
Right.
But it does.
It also said another name. What was it?
Henry?
No. This is not important. But it said a whole bunch of things.
Which is going to be in episode 2.
Yeah. But yeah, that's episode 2. Yeah.
Yes, because it was Connie's history, which she gave us so much history. Oh,
I cannot even believe it. I wish that I could have gotten more of the pictures. I'm glad that I was able to get the picture of the flood and get the picture of, Bonnie and Clyde's car, which that was such an interesting detail. It's really super fun.
yeah. Sorry.
We're just in her house.
Yeah, we are. Are there comments that we need to get?
Yeah, it says, yes, my nephew, he's asking if number 1 wants all of the merch, and number 2 would is asking if we like to play ghost games like Phantasma. Yeah, I actually have that downloaded. That's one I was telling you about. That I think, didn't I buy it for you? Where it's like the ghost game and the investigator game.
We were supposed to.
Yeah, we're actually supposed to be. We're hopeful that we get to record ourselves playing that together.
Because on our individual, like I have Home Life with 2.0 and you have Life with Kaylee. We're eventually going to start releasing gaming videos. So that's one of the gaming videos we're going to do. But
yeah, that's one of the games we're doing together, as well as Miscreated and The Sims. We're doing a whole bunch of different chapters. Yeah. We haven't started. You've barely gotten into the Fallout thing.
You haven't even gotten into the Miscreated.
I know. I have it downloaded. We love gaming, but again, we're just 2 moms. It's hard to find time at the same time to play games.
But we love that you want all the merch because we have we have our baseline shirts, which have already been out. It's just the Gals and Goes with the real history, real experiences, real ghosts on the back, and then we have a season finale shirt coming out, which is a list of everywhere we went for our first season.
Yes,
and then we're going to have another shirt out once we get our. There was an artist who, I love.
There is a local artist who has developed a logo for us, and it's just awesome.
It's a little cartoon. It's so cute.
Super cute. We can't wait to share it with you. we're working on getting those shirts, and we just want to find the right producer who's going to do them quality, because it is an original art piece, and it's
so nice,
super cute. And I
And
can't
then,
wait till we get that logo on like things like mugs
yeah, I
and
have to
books
say, we're
and
waiting.
things like that, you know.
It's to say I am going to have a couple of coffee mugs made with just the Gals and Ghost on it. But yeah, we're going to have a lot of stuff coming out. I'm excited.
Yeah, and we're also about to start releasing mini series on our TikTok. We haven't posted on there in a minute just because we got behind on some editing. Like I said, life happens. However, I'm pretty active on my personal TikTok if you're interested again. But he asked if you know what the ghosts look like in Phantasma, which I don't think you do.
I don't. Think
I do. You're right. She's gonna scream. Oh, that's why I said we're trying to play it together. I haven't even touched it yet.
And as for the comments on the Facebook, I am blind. I'm wearing my contacts, but I can't see.
Oh yeah, I can't see.
I can't read
I'm
that.
sorry.
The
We
camera's
see the
actually-
YouTube comments here because they're right here.
Yeah, they're like right next to us. But
If you see me leaning in, that's the camera.
yeah, then the other one is like far. Like I mean, y'all are getting an entire of me. So like that's how far the camera is. But I do see y'all commenting, and I love it.
We'll come back to those and we'll answer some of those next time.
Yeah.
In fact, we have a comment that we would like to address.
Yes, we have a couple of
from
comments
one of
actually.
from a couple of our episodes.
So Seekers. Okay, so this is the hotel comments. We're going to get into these for a minute. Hotel comments. Seekers of Truth. I thought the ghost done got you. That was hilarious. We
Thank
love
you.
that comment. Yes, it was hilarious. That was. All right, and then you want to read that one? Gigi.
Lacrimiri?
We might not be able to pronounce.
Maria.
I have to say we might not be able to pronounce some
Sorry.
of these, but she said this needs more views.
Which we
talking about our
appreciate.
hotel. So
We
yes,
agree.
yes, we do. Heartbreakers versus Roblox Sisters. Scary. I'm scared of ghosts. Well,
Thank you.
we are too, and
We're glad that you like the footage as well, because those pictures were actually just terrifying.
And then Lindsay said the white on the table just moved on the beginning. I want to address this comment because I know what she's talking about. It's that white tablecloth.
Oh, right. In the hallway, right before I said the ghost done got you.
Yeah, and
I think it might have just been that AC.
yeah, because there was a really big bulky AC
over in the corner, a standalone, not like a window unit. It was
a stand-up one. I'm
AC.
sorry, don't mind my cat. Hey, CJ. Oh Lord. Oh.
We're just at a house.
I'm literally at my house. Hi, CJ.
We almost have identical cats, and that's really weird.
Please,
I just have a
please lay
fatter
down.
version of her cat.
But yeah, so back to that comment about the white tablecloth moving. We appreciate the comment, but the debunkable. I mean, with that AC sitting
But
there.
it is debunkable. But who knows? I mean,
there was so much that happened. There was a stage poker room, which we never got around to leaving a camera in there. I want to leave
No.
the one in there next time.
yeah, and I also want to leave one in the red room. Hey, buddy, hey, that's my thigh.
I love you. Go there. I love my cat. I do, but
And then there's the
All
one
right.
on the house.
to say there is just one on the house, and this is a long one, so bear with me as we read it. I'm reading them because sometimes my handwriting can get a little, and I don't want to put that on her, so that's why I'm reading these. And I don't know how to put it on the screen as we're talking. Like I'm not.
I don't know how to green screen while we're live. I know how to edit that. I don't know how to.
Yeah, so like I wrote these comments down. Okay, so Duke said, hey Jess, I know him. The reason the camera became blurry, and remember this is in the house episode, not
If you
the
haven't
hotel.
seen our house investigation, there's a moment where there's like a deep guttural growl in the hallway while everyone is asleep. And after a few moments of what also sounds like almost like
Not when
animal
everyone was
clicking.
asleep. You keep saying when everyone was asleep.
Yeah, no, it was the camera blurring at the end after the growl with the.
But the growl happened when we were out at dinner. Everyone makes the mistake that it happened while they were sleeping. We didn't leave any sleeping footage in the episode.
Oh my God, you're right. It
We-
was just while we're gone.
Yeah, we chose to take out all sleeping footage.
I'm sorry, I stand corrected.
for that reason, because we couldn't be sure that it wasn't them. So we took out all sleeping footage, and that footage that got left was while we were out at dinner. And I
Right.
watched because I made you go back into the old files and watch it because we had that brought up by Tracy.
Yeah. Because they were like, well, it's someone snoring, it's this, and it's like, but
And I
no,
was like,
it
and
wasn't.
then I go back and I watch.
And the camera was nowhere near the bedroom, even if they were there asleep. There's no way with their door closed that we would even remotely be able to hear them.
Yeah.
And it also wouldn't time up directly with the blurring of the camera, which
is what he's talking about.
Yeah, because it also kind of sounded like almost animal clicks, like nail clicks on the floor, like a big dog.
And they don't have a dog.
But they don't have a dog. And it's like, I have a Great Pyrenees, and he definitely, that's the sound that he makes with his little toenails on the floor. And it's really actually very creepy because there's a very low growl, and then the camera blurs and comes back, and then it blurs out again, and it stays like that the rest of the night. Just interfered with our camera completely.
And then Duke also brought up that, so there's this part with the hallway camera, the one that was way far back, not the one that was up front, but it does this.
The one by the refrigerator.
Yes, it does this thing where like it's almost like somebody's walking in front of it. And he comments that it could be the light, which I'm about to read, and I'm about to tell you why we don't think that's what it was. So the reason the camera became blurry in the dark because there was a light source blinking across the house down the hallway. I see what you're talking about, but you're also looking at one section of footage instead of the entire 2 hours. And if that had been the case, it would have happened more than once.
Yes. We purposely debunk everything that we can before it goes into an episode. If that would have been a recurring thing, same with the growling,
because the
same
ice
with
maker
any,
going off.
Exactly. The ice maker going off
Which
is
is
never
on our
even
Patreon.
put
Most
in
of this
there.
footage can be found on our Patreon. All the extra stuff.
Yeah. There's
But-
tons of cars that go by at when we were in Fred, and we didn't include any of those in there either.
Does
We
it say, like,
definitely try to
Y'all
debunk
are
as much as
seeing
possible.
15 minutes of what was 8 hours of
Yeah.
footage. And he says the camera was focusing on that as a focal point, causing the close-up surroundings to go blurry. If that was the case, it would have happened more than once.
Yes.
It
And
only happened
it
that
doesn't,
one
it's
time.
not even just that the camera blurs. If you pay close attention, it almost feels like somebody, because it was a laptop, it almost feels like somebody grabbed the edge of the screen and just shook it like that. And that's what freaks me out the most. Because not only does it go dark and blurry, but it also
It's like the camera's actually being moved.
yeah, it's like somebody grabs a hold of the back of like the screen of the laptop and is just shaking it like that. And that freaks me out.
And the rest of his comment reads, the weird shadows during the day on the door frame to the right and the wall to the left were from clouds passing in front of the sun. We never said that was the haunted stuff.
Wait, what?
He's talking about, so you know how when the sun changes positions, the lights on the walls will move?
All right.
We're not saying that's haunted. Let's go
No.
ahead and verify. We never said that was haunted.
No.
The only thing that
Only
we wanted to pay attention to was the what looked like a little child running down the hall.
Yeah, that was the only shadow that we had even remotely pointed out was when the one crossed the door and the crossed the
So
light at
yes,
the
we
door in the
agree with
hallway.
you. All the other like shadows.
Yeah,
that's the
wasn't-
sun playing
Yeah, we weren't
tricks on
trying
the
to highlight
eyes.
that.
Yeah, and he said, but the shadow moving from the doorway all the way at the end of the hall was most definitely something worth looking at, which
That
is
was
what
scary.
we wanted to point out.
Yeah, that was the one that we were.
So we
Sure.
apologize if y'all
Yeah.
thought we were trying to point out the sun moving. That's not.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that.
No,
we
that
will
was
make
just
sure
the-
we're more specific in the future.
Yeah,
'cause
because that was
not-
just supposed to be more of a time lapse to show that this was time passing by after we left.
Yeah.
Before the shadow emerged.
Yeah, we're new to editing, so we'll always point out these things because then we can go back and we can change it as well.
And again,
Um,
all the extra, like the snoring that everyone asked, and could it be someone snoring? I could see where that was misconstrued. So I went back and I watched all the old footage, which is on Patreon. Again, that deep growl happens while no one's home.
Yeah, you're right, because the only camera that we left, we came back and then it rebooted itself and we left it for the night. But you're right.
And then we
came
chose to cut
back-
out all of the night stuff with them talking
Yeah,
to give them privacy.
yeah.
Remember that was a big discussion.
Yeah, if we would have caught anything huge, we would have put it in there. But since we didn't actually catch anything supernatural over
And we
those
didn't.
cameras during the night, we wound up not using them. We left the GoPro in the hallway and then the one on top of the fridge. That footage is on that chair in front of the fridge.
Mhm.
You're right. You're absolutely right. It was while we were at dinner.
So yes, and so I just wanted to make that clear.
And then the camera failed directly after that, remember?
Yes. And then we left with only one camera running. And again, we didn't use any of that footage because we wanted to respect their privacy, because they did come home. They did sit in the living room and watch TV.
Right.
So we decided in the end, nothing that could be proven without being debunkable happened. So we didn't use the footage.
Right.
So the growling was when nobody was there.
Yeah.
All right.
And they don't have an animal.
Yeah, they don't. And we're going to move on to some Big Woods comment. Autumn had said that at 10 minutes and 8 seconds, there was a dog in the background. I went back and listened to the footage. Yes, that is a dog. I verified it. We're not saying, we never say that that's actually a ghost. Like, that was a dog. We know that was a dog. And then she said at 10 minutes, 19 seconds, a person in background. And then she said, or was it just me? I went and listened, and I want to say it could have been one of us, but at the same time, where she specified, there almost sounds like someone else talking. It wasn't the scream, though. The scream happened a little bit later.
Interesting. I wonder what part of the cemetery we were in at that point. If it was anywhere near where those girls were dancing, or
Like, maybe
the
what she heard
headless
was
man.
a person in background talking, like a little giggle, maybe, because
Or was she talking about like an actual person in the background? Autumn, please specify. Did you see a person, or was it like a voice, or
like, what did you see? What did you hear?
Yeah.
We would
we'd
love
love
to know
to research that. Absolutely.
All right, and then I'm going to go ahead and let's not say that person's name.
Okay.
They put so disrespectful
On
But
which one? On Big Woods?
on Big Woods, but we don't know what they're talking about being disrespectful. Like, I mean, I don't want to perceive this as a negative comment, but at the same time, like, you didn't specify.
And what were we being disrespectful? And if so,
like,
how?
I didn't, we would pick up the cemetery as we walked through it. Like, we'd pick up fallen over
Yeah,
flowers.
we try
like,
very hard not to step on graves. We if
we
we're
just-
being disrespectful of some sort, please be specific, because we would love
Yeah,
to
because
address it as well.
we do go out of our way in our
And we
cemeteries.
apologize if we were, but we do go out of our way to make sure that we
We try not to be, I mean.
respect.
Now, if you find it disrespectful that we are going there for the investigation, I mean, to each his own opinions.
Well, and that would be different. If you find that disrespectful, I mean, history deserves to be investigated. And these spirits, if they're there, I mean, they deserve to be documented, even if it's something scientifically explainable, That's
Everyone
why we
deserves
are.
to know that.
Yeah, that's why we deem ourselves, we're not just paranormal investigators, we're paranormal investigations and historical explorations. That's why, like, we loved the museum tour with Connie so much, because that was all of the history, and all of that is super important. And the more we know about our history, the more informed we can be about these things.
Yes. All right, and we're going to move on to some Saratoga comments. Seekers of Truth again. This is a family friend. I've heard Tanya and Peanut, who are my parents,
They were in the episode.
yeah, tell the same story a few times. They took Crystal and I out there once, and I swear me and Tanya seen a light. I'm going to say you saw the light too, because this next comment says, by Mad Off the Wall, been down that road many times. I honestly think I can debunk the light, but only from one direction. I see where he thinks he can debunk the light, because it is possible in Saratoga to misconstrued as a headlight for the light, but what we saw was not that.
There's tons of footage in Saratoga that y'all don't see, where we were like, is that a headlight? Yeah, that's totally a headlight. Okay, that's just somebody, and so we constantly were picking that out, because of course, that is my husband. I am sorry. I'll get back to him in just a moment. We're almost done here.
We are almost.
But the only time that we really documented the light, it was not acting like a normal headlight. Number one, there weren't two of them, and you think, oh, okay, a bike can get down that road, but it was really pitted and muddy, so no, a bike couldn't have. But even if they could, it moved and shook around, like as if somebody was running holding a flashlight or a lantern.
And then it shot up.
Yeah, and then it went up into the air, and it's like, okay,
That's
UFO,
what did it for
man.
me. That's when I was like,
Yeah, when I realized it looked like somebody on a light on the front of a bike, and the fact is, after that, when we were driving out, and the first time, because there's actually lost footage.
Yeah.
The first time when we were there, the same light, and that's what made me pay attention to it the second time, because when that happened the first time, it almost chased us out of the road, and like I could see it reflecting off the back of my car. That's how
It was
close
so
it was.
close.
And but it wasn't bright enough to be a headlight at all. It still looked like a small
Or a
flashlight
bike. It was just
or a bike. That it wasn't normal or explainable to me, because we had seen tons of headlights.
yeah.
And that just wasn't it.
I have to say again, most of that footage will end up on Patreon. You can go watch. So for our last comment, it's on the forest lawn, which was our kind of I wouldn't say fluke. Nothing's really a fluke, but it was
Historical exploration.
Yeah,
We don't only go for paranormal. If someplace doesn't have activity, but it has a ton of history, I mean, we're still going to go there.
To say we went to Bilbo, we just ended up not using Bilbo because the camera footage was kind of.
Yeah, I mean, and spirits aren't always active.
Yeah, I mean, Chris even states he works with Haunted Rooms America, and he catches something about 90% of the time when he goes to certain places. The times he catches it, none at all. But Old Park Hotel, he catches every time. So
yeah.
But as for our last and final comment, it's from Brian Nichols. You guys need to check out the back part of Magnolia Cemetery. There's been rumors of ghosts there. We want to. We have many new
definitely on our list.
We have many new cemeteries coming. Some of these cemeteries, though, they close after dark, and we're not going to trespass. We're going to get permission. So, like, if you're working a cemetery and you want to let us in, that's great, but we're not going to sneak in.
Right. And so we actually spend time calling the owners or the proprietors or whatever the groundskeepers of different cemeteries and different haunted places. We could
go there during the day, but like we'd love to be there at night. We'd love to go back to Big Woods.
We would love to be in Big Woods at night. I mean, the fact that we call to scream during the day, I can't.
We kind of got lucky with that.
Yeah, and the fact we barely had 7 seconds of it on camera, we got really lucky.
But yeah, so no, we have many other cemeteries coming up. I'm not going to list them because, again, what we talked about at the beginning.
We don't let our schedule out, ahead of time.
That
You'll never know. No.
Yeah, so we do plan on going. We're not going to stop, even though we've gotten into a hotel and we would love to get into other hotels and like abandoned buildings and stuff. We're not going to stop the cemeteries too. We're still going to throw in some cemeteries.
True.
Like we do love our cemeteries. So
it's just so much fun going and finding the oldest tombstone and whatnot. It's one of my favorite things.
It really is.
Eldest, right?
You leave me alone.
The eldest grave pots? No. We can't talk sometimes, okay?
If you want to know what we're talking about, feel free to go watch Frank Branch Cemetery because I've flubbered.
We can't talk.
I messed up my words. She meant, that's a nice grave pot as far as grave pots
I meant to say grave plot, but I guess plot and spot got messed up in my brain and I just said grave pots. I don't know.
And I kept
That's
saying,
not a thing.
I kept saying, and then the next cemetery we went to, I was like, the oldest. I finally said it right. Because
because she said eldest. That is the eldest. That's technically accurate.
But
but I'm not sure eldest applies to tombstones. It's like eldest child. I like the fact that we 2 or 3 times found your family at random. Right, there it is.
I did get my family.
My husband again. Let me text him. He's gonna get mad.
Yeah, you can't keep ignoring him.
On that note,
we should
probably go.
We've been on air for a little bit, so we want to say thank you for joining us. Thank you for watching. We really hope y'all like the hotel, and we're excited to give you the second part of the hotel, as well as parts 3, 4, and 5. And we have so much going on, so much planned. You could always check out our Facebook page for updates. We're going to try to get back on keeping that updated because, sometimes we're not very good at that. But you can message us about shirts. And again, the very first thing we talked about, every message is welcome but yours. You okay?
That really caught me off guard. I'm sorry. I didn't expect that at all.
Well, you want to
It's true though. No.
you want to message us about shows, that's fine. Every message is welcome, but his. So thank you for watching, and we're not gonna say we're gonna do this every month. Like, I mean, we kind of bit ourselves in the butt with that.
Well,
one.
again, though, she got a full-time job, and I recently opened a local business. It's just been, and business has picked up because of summer. So thankfully, but at the
we
same
will
time,
try to, if we release an episode, a live stream will follow suit pretty quickly. Or if we're going new places, like we will try to update y'all more, but I can't make any promises. I mean, we kind of bit ourselves in the foot with the whole, we're going to do this once a month.
yeah, we don't operate with deadlines anymore.
Yeah, it just doesn't work. But
Sorry.
So thanks for watching this live stream, and we'll see you when we see you.
All right, thanks, y'all. And again, go if y'all, if I get to 1,000 followers on my TikTok, I can go live there too. So go follow my TikTok.
Yeah. And also find Gals and Ghosts TikTok, because we're about to start releasing some stuff.
We're gonna
and
be
that's
doing
going to be like little history skits and stuff. So we can't wait to see them.
skits.
Whatever.
We're not acting them out.
No, but like little we're going to read like
Yes.
what happened.
One minute like history.
Yeah, 1 minute
blurs.
history blurs, not skits. What? Yeah.
For me, it just made it feel like we were going to get in costumes and do skits. And I was like, I don't know if I'm going to promise that, because that's not what I signed up for. We were going to green screen and just do some random stuff.
On that note, good night, everybody.
Yeah, y'all have a good night. Goodbye. Thanks for tuning in.
That got boob shot.
And you said that before I was ending.